Friends, salutations to the nation. Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody else out there in the world, in the Raider world. There's a lot of comings and goings happening right now. There's a lot of things that we can get into today. There's a lot of free agency rumors, conjecture, but we only talk about facts here. We got over 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. The coffee mug today is the Friends Central Perk coffee mug. So beautiful, don't you agree? But let me give my shout outs and salutations to everybody in the chat. My guy Martin in a place. My guy Mr. Raider. Bryce B. Alpha Omega. Dan, get off my lawn. High stakes. Teaser is in a place. Huey. HVAC Raider. There's an HVAC Raider right here, man. He'll get your heat and your AC right. Mo Money. Andy Espinosa. Vinny Thomas. Lawrence E. Roy. Space Beast. Connected. Oh, my brother Graf is in a place. What it is, the numbers. C. Flores. Listen, man, we have got a lot to talk about, man. We've got a lot to talk about. And look, we're going to get this thing started. I'm going to warm it up right now, everybody. You know, your brother Wasted is going to warm it up. Guys, there's a lot of things that we thought were going to happen, you know, as far as franchise tags. That is not happening right now. And I thought that Chris Jones was out of the question, but the Lord he heard my calls. He heard my calls. And now Chris Jones is available on the free market, man. And let me tell y'all something. Now, a lot of people are projecting that is going to be $120 million worth of a defensive tackle. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Chris Jones is worth every goddamn penny. I'm going to curse in the first few minutes of the show. I don't give a damn. Worth every penny, God darn it. Raiders, if you are listening and you can hear the sound of my voice, do everything that you can possibly do, barring the fact that Chris Jones doesn't have some, like, mysterious injury we know nothing about. His medicals check out good. Do whatever you got to do. That is addition by subtraction. It is the Rodney Hudson deal, if you will. The F is going on, man. My guy, Broken Halo's in the place. That's why I haven't been able to catch you live. I still have 2 hours more of work. Yeah, bro, listen, Broken. Bro, you know you're my guy. Look, man, don't worry about it. You could always catch the replay, my brother. You could always catch the replay. My guy, Tony Blazzetti. Time for some theory and conjecture with Wasted. Shout out to Tony Blazzetti. Yo, those are 2 wasted words of the night. My God. And my guy, Raider or Die. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate the $2 holler, man. Salute to my guy. Appreciate you for supporting the channel, man. It is always welcome. You are keeping the lights on here, Raider Nation Unlimited. But guys, I'm telling you, the Chris Jones thing would be epic. My guy Gary Terry said it would also be something that could be quite concerning to some people, man. It could be quite concerning, right? Because some people say they don't want Chiefs garbage in the house, all this bullshit. Let me tell you something, man. I think that is a load of bull. You got to go out there. You got to do everything you can to weaken the Chiefs as much as possible. You got to bring the guy in, man. You have got to bring. So now, I'm going to read this article, man. It's from News Now, man. They said we are just a week away from the official opening of the NFL's new year, which means that free agent contracts can finally be signed. And while the focus of the Raiders has mostly been on Fitz at quarterback, the fact is there are a handful of other holes on the team. One of them is interior defensive line, as we all know, as it's been said all up and down Raider YouTube, right? And the Raiders defense could potentially pull a double whammy by pulling off a major move by signing Chris Jones. Chris Jones and the Chiefs have opted not to tag Jones, though the team is still looking to re-sign him somehow. But if the Raiders could convince him to come to Las Vegas and anchor a defense that showed tremendous improvement over the course of last season, they not only bolster the 2024 hopes they would have, they'd put a major dent in the Super Bowl champions. And that is the reason why Wasted has been telling you guys all offseason, you must do whatever you can to try to sign Chris Jones. You must, over everyone else. Now listen, I love Big Cat. He'd be cheaper, all of that. But the way the salary cap's going up, and us trying to desperately close the gap between the Chiefs, you have got to make sure that this man does not wind up back on their roster. My guy Huey, taking Jones from the Queefs would be great. The D-line would be unstoppable for the next 3 years. Shout out to my guy Huey P, man. My bro Grab, he said, come up off that sweater, how? Listen, man. Listen, it'd be a cold day in hell you get this sweater up off me, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go full into Washington on you. You want this sweater, you got to take it from me. Leonard Washington don't give up his sweater for nobody. My brother Nation's Finest with a $2. Appreciate you, man. What's up, Wasted? I'm in a place to be. As always, my brother Nation's Finest is in a place, man. Now listen, guys, let me ask y'all something. If you had your druthers, right? Now we know that the Raiders are in a unique position this year, right? We are in the middle of the draft picking. We have a need at quarterback, right? We have a need at defensive tackle. There are some good interior linemen in this draft. I'm going to ask y'all something. Do you guys think the strategy to improving this football team would be to throw as much draft capital as you can at moving up to quarterback and filling the more pressing holes, in free agency? Because to be honest with you, you know, everybody is thrown out the Murphys of the world, the Devondre Sweats of the world, and these guys look like they could be stars. But if I'm being honest, right, I am taking all my free agent resources and pouring that into the defensive side of the football without question. Without question. And also, if I'm going to do that, I would pay a premium for Chris Jones. I don't even worry about what the cap hit's going to be with him. I don't care. Because to be honest with you, if you overpay him and it constitutes in weakening the Chiefs, then goddamn it, it's well worth the price of admission. My guy Larry DM with the $10 holla, man. You historically don't get a defensive free agent class that the NFL is about to have this year. The Raiders got to go big in free agency on defense and then go draft their quarterback. Listen, this is what I'm talking about. My brother Larry DM, man. I am trying to tell you. If I'm the Raiders, I am going defensive tackle first in free agency. Then I am going to go out there and go get two guards. Two guards or a center and a guard, something. In free agency, all right, I got to come away with a starter in free agency on my offensive line. High-end starter in the trenches. If I've done that, I've been successful. I mean, y'all got to let me know in the chat. What do y'all think, man? What do you guys think? My guy, Jack Burton, is in a place. Wasted. See, Jack Burton, I didn't read this question, and that was a rookie mistake. You have shifted the conversation to quarterback, and we are talking about the trenches right now. Jack Burton, you will be unceremoniously. It's like, nah, Jack. He said, Wasted. Would you take a chance on Wilson or Flat? Dog, come on, bro. Is that even a question, man? Bro, there's no way in hell, just because Joe Flacco played decent for 2 or 3 games, I'm going to go bring him in over Russell Wilson. There ain't no way, man. I mean, what the F is wrong with you, Jack Burton, my guy? And you know you my guy, Jack. God! Wow! F, Jack! Hey, Jack, where you at, man? My dog, Jack Burton. Nah, bro. If I, like, all seriousness, all jokes to the side. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I want no parts of Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is like a last resort, like all three of my quarterbacks got hurt. Joe Flacco, look, man, no. I'm not going to go out there and voluntarily have him as an option on my team. I think he is an emergency quarterback only. He is the Josh McGowan of this era right now. But, yo, we talk about the trenches now, my brother Jack. So, listen, let's pour into that. I mean, what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Yo, Daniel Caps Keenan. Listen, Caps, you know what's crazy about this? There will be tonight a show of mythic proportions. The show that you asked for and you will get. Graphic and Wasted tonight. We will be going over all of that. So we're going to leave a little meat on the bone, y'all. We're not going to ingest all the information now. Tonight, Graphic, Wasted, prime time, be there or be effing square, y'all. This is a deep draft class, though. So let me ask y'all a question, man. Yeah, it's been too damn long. It's been too damn long, yo. It's been too damn long. Listen, I'm drinking my coffee. We're doing a live now. I'm going to go pick my daughter up. I'm going to work out. I'm going to take a nap. And I'm going to be just as angry as I've ever been tonight. But to be honest with you, man, there's some people, like my man Adam Sweeney, he's saying, I think Wilkins is cheaper and younger. But the thing about Wilkins is this. He's a tremendous young player. Tremendous young player. But you gotta let this thought burn on your psyche. It's not just about the player, bro. It's not just about the player. It's about taking said player from the Kansas City Chiefs. That is what's most important, bro. That is what's most important, man. Look, the great and powerful Shadow Fox is always out there watching. Shout out to Shadow Fox. So it's not about that, bro. Now, I love Christian Wilkins. I think he's super talented, right? But it's about weakening the Chiefs and strengthening us. That's more so what it. You have to be strategic because before you win a Super Bowl, it's easier to win your division first. Let's make this a real rivalry. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to circle that game, man. That Raiders-Chief game at home. Yo, we are 17-17 at Allegiant Stadium. 17-17. And we are 0-4 against the fucking Chiefs. And that is a problem for me. That is a problem. That's a problem. We got to make this shit a real rivalry, bro. This hasn't been a rivalry over the last few years. We got to make this a rivalry, bro. And the way you make it a rivalry is make sure that you defend home. Dan High Stakes Teaser. That changes this year. And I get it. I hope it does. But you know how you make it change? You make it easier for your quarterback to not get picked up and slammed on his back by Chris Jones. Hell, man, I would love to see Chris Jones crushing Kermit. Wait, that didn't quite sound right. That sounds terrible. But you know what I mean. Yikes. You know what the F I mean. I don't want to see him crushing him. No. Oh, my God. The F is going on here, man. Oh, man, I need to go sit my ass down.
Angry man, what you doing here? Man, sit your ass down.
Definitely need to sit my ass down on that one. That was terrible work, man. Yo, Marcus Webb. Oh, my God. You're nasty working here, y'all. The F is wrong with us. Beat the Chiefs. Giovanni B with the $2 holler, man. Telling you right now, bro. Yo, man. It's terrible in here, man. I'm sorry. I got to wash my mouth out with soap right now. It's terrible, man. Yo, I know, right? Huey, I know it's terrible in here today, man. Terrible. So, guys, let me ask you, man. I mean, what are y'all thinking, man? What are y'all thinking? My guy, Bradley, I would love to see Chris Jones chasing Mahomes in the backfield. I would too. I think that the and I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna get off of this. I think that signing Chris Jones is such a two-pronged metric that I'm willing to overlook my normal metric for how I sign a free agent. Now, Chris Jones is by no means an old man. By no means. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm being honest, I mean, Christian Wilkins, man, is a little younger. He had a fucking terrific year, too. Terrific. I think he had like 9 sacks, 63 tackles. I mean, he had a terrific year. So, but I'm going to be honest with you. Chris Jones, being that he's from a division rival, you can't beat that, man. It's addition by subtraction. Not Raider related, but I have a job in the U for a high position at my company today. Wish me luck, nation. Anthony R. Hernandez, man, we wish you all the luck, all the blessings, man. But it's already done. It's already done, man. You going to get that job. And when you get that job, I want you to come over here to Raider Nation Unlimited and announce to us that you got that high position because Raiders win. Just win, baby. You're definitely getting that job, man. Congratulations to you before you go. I'm calling. It's already done. My brother Bradley, $2 holla. Appreciate you, bro. It's all about destroying the cheats. That's right, man. That's right. That is right. My brother Jack Burton. Get dude from the Dolphins, draft Murphy, boom. I got nerves on getting them. Yeah, look, I know a lot of people feel like Chris Jones might be like this Trojan horse, a guy that you might sign. He might start getting hurt and stuff like that. But that's one of them risks that you got to change. You got to take to be great. Those are one of those that you need to. You definitely need to. Hold on, guys. Listen, I have to call Mrs. Wasted. I have my coffee. She made sure I had my coffee before I went on air. But I'm going to call her right now, guys. I got to call her. Because I got to make sure she goes and picks up my child. Now, I know I don't normally do this in there, but I'm going to have to. I'm sorry, guys. A little dead air. It's okay. Sweetheart, I'm on the air. You're going to have to go get her. All right. Peace. My wife will be unceremoniously blocked. So you stop playing around. My God, Casey Childers. Not signing Chris to come here and do nothing and collect a check. After Harmon, I think people will be hesitant to sign Chiefs. So, bro, let me ask you a question, Casey. How did the two things correlate? McCole Hardman is a guy who, at best, was a third wide receiver. Chris Jones is an all-pro at his position. He's one of the 3 best players in the league at his position. How do the two things correlate, bro? I'm having trouble agreeing with your premise, bro. Because Chris Jones, at any metric, is a guy that won't do nothing. I can't see a guy that's that good and productive do nothing. Come on, bro. Look, man, you got to scout the player and not the helmet, right? I think you're missing the mark here, my brother. Really do. I think you are missing the mark. My guy, the Raider man, salute my brother. And thank you for the $4 holla, $5 holla, brother. Appreciate you, my dog. Salute, Wasted. The Raiders would trade up to 6 for JJ M and then get a DT and an OT and free agency, then draft a cornerback. Bro, I can see that. But see, this is the thing, man. I'm hopeful that the Raiders can either if the Raiders are gonna move up for a quarterback, right? So let's transition here. You know, there's a lot of people that talk about moving up, right? And I don't think that people really realize the real cost in what it takes to freaking move up. Historically, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It is a freaking lot. Let's go back to some of the years when teams have moved up, right? In 2016, the Eagles held the 8th overall pick, just as the Falcons do now, right? So let's look at this, right? And they traded up with the Cleveland Browns to the number 2 pick to select quarterback Carson Wentz. Now, at the time, it required that Philly give up the 8th pick, the team's 3rd and 4th round of that season, the 1st round of the following year, and the 2nd rounder 2 years later. So it cost the Eagles, how many picks right there? So it cost them the 1, because they swapped 1, then the 2 that year, that's 3, then a 1st rounder the following year, and the second. So it cost them, all right, so 4 of the picks besides their actual pick, and 2 1st rounders and a 2nd rounder. So over that 3-year period, they did all of that to draft a Carson Wentz, bro, to get up to 2. And this is to draft Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz was by no means a guy that people were totally sold on, if you guys remember. I would venture to say that the quarterbacks in this year's drafts are looked at upon way favorably than Carson Wentz, a guy coming out of a small school, was. I mean, am I wrong, guys? I mean, what do y'all think? Am I wrong? I am letting the chat get behind, and we will get back to some of this. But let me ask you something. What do y'all think, man? What do y'all freaking think, man? Costs a lot, man. It costs a freaking lot to move up, bro. Because, these guys are ranked higher than a guy like a Carson Wentz. It's going to take a lot to move from freaking 13 all the way up, man. Bro, and so the reason why I'm using Atlanta and Washington is there are some that leaked the possible trade from the Falcons from 8 to move up to number 2 with the Commanders, right? And that trade that was leaked said it would look something like this. 8th overall pick, 74th overall pick. The 109th overall pick was the first, second, and third pick, right? Then in 2025, a 1st round pick, a 2nd round pick in 2026. Then the Falcons, that's a lot, bro. That is a lot. That's if they did the same trade that the Eagles did to get Carson Wentz. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think it will cost more than that. I think it costs more than that because I think, Jaden Daniels and Drake Maye, these guys are looked at more favorably than freaking Carson Wentz was. Real rap. Let me get back ahead. Check some of these out, man. I got it, man. I saw a good chat right here, man. I saw a good one right here, man. My God. Raider Man, our team is built to move up a few spots. Now, Raider Man, it is and then it isn't. And shout out to the over 500 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. I feel like this team is a few players away and a few drafts away from really getting to a Super Bowl. And I think that is the problem. You can get the one player, right? But when you see a Super Bowl team, Super Bowl teams are deep. And you get deep and you get depth through your team through drafting properly. You don't normally get depth on a football team through free agency because free agents require more money. These are players who are more established in the National Football League. And they are out there and they are trying to increase their value to the umpteenth degree. So I don't know, man. My guy, Dirty Eric, Tre'Davious White was released today. What you think? You know what, Dirty Eric? Think he's promising. I don't really want to get into it. We got a show tonight. We're going to break it all down tonight, brother. My guy, Bad Guys. Shout out to you. Tired of fans thinking we can move up on our own without teams ahead of us agreeing to move their spot. And that's what I've been saying, yo. That's what I was saying. And then I'm going to be honest with you. Listen, guys, y'all got to realize something, man. I was going off of a metric that was used years and years ago. But guess what? Like the Joe Crack the Don always say,
yesterday's price is not today's price.
it's not. Yes, that was yesterday's price. What's today's price looking like? What is today's price looking like? My guy, name 3 first-round picks that the Raiders have made in the last 10 years you would rather have than Jay did. Listen, bro, I am not saying that I don't want Jay. I want Jaden Daniels. What I am saying to you, and I want you guys to get through your heads, it is going to be damn near impossible to get up to get him. Understand, recognize, and realize that. And there has to be a cap on how much you're willing to move to get said player, because you got to leave yourself a trap door if he isn't any good, because that's always a possibility too. My guy, Raider Felon, I've said move back and get more draft capital. Now, Mr. Raider Felon, the problem with that is that we need a quarterback. If we had the quarterback figured out, I would agree with you. I can't agree with you when you don't have the quarterback figured out. I can't, because you don't move back and get the quarterback you want. You typically move up. And if there's going to be a run on quarterbacks, you're going to have, even if it's not Jaden Daniels. Like, I think it's laughable that people think that Michael Penix Jr. is going to go in the second round. I think it's laughable. He's not going in the second round, bro. Man's going first round. Write it down, take a picture. I don't give a F. He's going in the first round, bro. My guy, Rorschach Raider. The world needs dreamers, but at the end of the day, we're going to be happy with the team when it's all said and done and we get the training camp starts. Facts. It's facts. It's a fact, bro. Yo, Mitchell Renz says we're trading up for JD. Listen, Mitchell Renz, and shout out to Mitch, but it's not like he landed on the moon with that thought. We all think they're trying to trade up to get Jaden Daniels. The thing is, do the teams above us, are they going to trade with us? Are they trading with us? My brother, Graphic Waste Show, stay tuned. You already effing know. But shout out to Mitch. We can say that shit till the cows come home. But let me tell you something, bro. It's hard. And you know what? I'm gonna get to this one from Clifford Jordan. Shout out to the boy Clifford Jordan, the get off my lawn gang general. So what about getting Russell Wilson and maybe looking at drafting the quarterback out of Florida State, Jordan Travis? You've been talking about this Jordan Travis guy, bro. And let him heal this way. We still have a quarterback that we can develop, bro. Brother, I'm gonna be honest with you. Wasted has been saying this, not with Jordan Travis, but with other players, the whole time. Get Russ, draft a kid, currency of hope on the bench, sure thing on the bench, and Aiden O'Connell, because now you can carry 3 quarterbacks, and you go get the incumbent veteran, and if he's ass, you have Aiden. You have a young quarterback that'll breathe life and inject into the nation. I'm telling y'all this shit. And to be honest with you, we got 3 7th-round picks. With one of those picks, Joe Milton will still be there probably because he's wildly inaccurate. Bring his athletic ass too. Why not? And if for those of you, if you don't know, you do know now, like my man Big Mike says. 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Wasted and Graph Show, or the Graph and Wasted Show, however, which way you would like to slice it. Do you think Russ will want to go somewhere where he's not guaranteed to start? I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I think that Russell Wilson's got to take what the F he can get. Russell Wilson don't have no leverage no more, man. Russell Wilson don't have no leverage, bro. That man has been unceremoniously blocked. He ain't got no leverage, bro. Then you got the Steelers saying that they don't want him. We don't know what the Patriots is thinking. Man, Russell Wilson got to get in when he fit in, bro. He gonna have, wherever he go, he got to compete for a job. I think the days of Russell Wilson being guaranteed to start is over. If I'm being honest, I think the Steelers are fully invested on Kenny Pickett. I think somebody gonna lose their job over Kenny Pickett. That's what I think, man. My bro Graf, he says someone will reach on Milton in the third. Watch, possibly. But the thing is, Graf, and I'll say this to all of y'all. You look up and down the league. You look at all the teams that are quarterback needy, right? So when you talk about who's quarterback needy, you talk about teams. All right, there's that rarefied air where they have their starter and they have a superstar there, right? So there's only a couple teams that will have the luxury of that, right? So you have the Kansas City Chiefs right there, right? You got the Cincinnati Bengals. You got Josh Allen, the Bills. You got Lamar Jackson. You got to put Action Jack up there, right? You have these guys. You got C.J. Stroud, young stud quarterback, right? If I'm forgetting somebody's name, right? But then you have that next level of quarterback, guys who have won Super Bowls, been competitive, very, very good Pro Bowl quarterbacks, right? That are the incumbent starter, and you could maybe improve, right? You got the Jared Goffs of the world. Solid starter, right? Aaron Rodgers is long in the tooth. We know he's not long for the National Football League, so he's in another realm. Fucking Matthew Stafford, that kind of guy, right? So you can wrap your mind out of drafting a quarterback late. So you have those kind of teams that could possibly move and grab Joe Milton, right? And I understand that. Then you have some teams who got a guy that's okay, that they like because they paid him and they have to do what they have to do to keep him, happy and stuff. Like the Saints with Derek Carr, and you got Tennessee with Will Levis. So are they willing to bring somebody in to compete with him? But I can see Joe Milton being reached for. But there's so much quarterback talent in this draft that I think he's so inaccurate that he will be there in the fifth, between the fifth and the seventh round. I think he will still be there. I'm going to be real honest with you. Now, it was a very, very long way to go around the river and through the woods on that. But that's what we're going to do. But unless you can guarantee a top three QBs are going to be a generational talent, it's way too much of a price to pay at a crapshoot. And I feel that way too. And not for nothing, AC. It is hard to get up there, yo. So it's hard to get up there. Like, yo, bro, I think, man, what I'm going to do, they have this simulator, right? NFLDraftBuzz.com. Now, I saw somebody mention this, and I think it's something that we need to like really get into. Like, they have a simulator. It's a mock draft simulator. It's unbelievable. So this is what we're going to do. Let's beat the Raiders. Let's beat the Raiders and then trade value chart. I don't know what this is. Rich Hill, Fitzgerald, Spielberger, standard, Jimmy Johnson. Let's do the Jimmy Johnson metric, right? Trades on. Enter draft. Let's see what it would take us to move up. Let's see what it'll take us to move up. Available prospects. So let me see. Caleb Williams. So let's try to do the Jaden Daniels thing. Profile. Jaden Daniels. Boom. So let's try as the Raiders, right? Make a trade. We are going to make a trade, and we are going to try to get up to get Jaden Daniels. So I've never used this one, so bear with me, y'all. Bear effing with me. God damn it, how do you use this stupid thing? I should have done this before y'all. Position features, draft simulator. Okay, how the F do I do this? God damn it. The old man trying to do something on the fly. It ain't working out so well. It ain't working. The trade glitches for a while. Said get rid of that H&M shit. Yeah, that shit is trash, bro. This shit is not effing working. Wait, click start on the upper right-hand corner. All right, here we gonna go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to try it again. And begin. He said, save it for tonight, bro. The F out of here. The young ass. Yeah, that's right. Technology's got me the head. Listen, guys, this is what we're going to do. We'll save it for tonight. I don't know what the F I'm doing here. But God damn it, guys, it's hard to move up. Oh, my God, yo. Yeah, that's right. You see I'm in the middle of a full. Listen, bro, I'm trying. I'm just saying to y'all, look, my point was this, yo. Yo, oh my God, Classic Man Q. This live ain't leather. Man, fuck you, Classic Man. This live is definitely leather. Classic Man Q, you are about to be unceremoniously blocked. Effing Classic Man. What's so effing classic about you, Cedric the Entertainer? The F out of here. Nah, but at the end of the day, y'all, listen. When we talk about moving up, right? We've been talking about this. Everybody has been talking about Jaden Daniels. Every live I come on, the live gets derailed by talking about moving up. But let's be honest here, guys. It is not going to be easy to move up. It's not going to be easy, bro. It's not going to be easy. It is a novel concept for us to think about. But at the end of the day, you guys got to wrap your mind around going another way. You got to wrap your mind around the fact that they might have to have a player. Like I hear people saying, oh, they don't want to band-aid at quarterback. They might not want that, but that's what they might have to do, right? A lot of people are saying, oh, this guy is going to be in a second. No, he might not. You might have to move up to get a guy that y'all are lukewarm on in this draft. Listen, that was the best mock draft in the history of the world, Mo Money. The F you talking about? My guy, Raider Rebel Unleashed. You won't be able to do it because they will only allow you to give a first year for this year and next year. So unless you trade Devante and Colton Miller, you're not going to get him. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's just with this draft simulator crap. My guy, Mando. Wouldn't realistically, we would need to move up in the draft before the start of free agency. That way, we're not left without a QB. Now, you could try. Now, there have been rumors that the Raiders have been trying to move up in the draft. There have been rumors that they were trying to do it. The Falcons are trying to do it. The thing about it is, bro, with a draft like this, I'm telling you, the problem is that you don't have somebody in the top 3 that does not need a quarterback. A lot of times you get a chance to move up because you have people in the top 3 that don't need a quarterback. Like, if I'm being honest, I would have hoped the Arizona Cardinals would be a team that was in that kind of echelon because they have a guy like Kyler Murray, right? So it would behoove them to maybe move back, get some more picks, improve the team around Kyler. The teams that we got up there now, the only team that I think I would see pass on a quarterback is the New England Patriots because they have Mac Jones, and you might have some people in the building that still believe in Mac Jones, to be real with you. And then you have a brain trust there that might be on a sheet of music where even if they don't have Mac Jones, they're willing to go and get a guy that's a little lower. They might not be into that athletic Jaden Daniels kind of guy, man. My guy, Raider Rebel Unleashed. Today is my birthday, Wasted. Could you shout out a fellow content creator? Brother, happy birthday to you, my brother. Happy birthday to you, Raider Rebel Unleashed. Happy birthday, brother. My guy, Bad Guys. Grab Russell Wilson, build a hell of a defense and an O-line, and let the defense carry us to the playoffs. We've seen it done before. Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Be honest with you. I I like that idea in a sense, but you have to have a viable, option at quarterback, not just some like the problem with the Raiders. And if we can be honest with ourselves, the reason why the Raiders have not been viable over the last 20 years is because we haven't had a quarterback that can elevate this roster. I think it's time for the Raiders to have a quarterback in the building that can elevate the roster. Fill in, where we're lacking. We need a superstar quarterback. That's what the Raiders have been missing. If you talk about the history of the league, most of that history of this league is tied up in superstar quarterbacks winning multiple Super Bowls. That's the thing that's been missing from our history. That is a big thing that's missing from our history. Nobody. Hold on, man. Wait. Only we would trade a 3rd round pick now if the Raiders are comfortable with all the 3 QBs. Too big risk. Josh E.B., you got to retype that. That's crazy. I couldn't understand what you're saying. So the Jets said they would do anything to get Devante Adams. Devante for 2 first-round picks. Use those 2 first-round picks in next year's draft. They'll get our guys, still keep a 13th pick. This is the problem with that, bro. Are the Jets really saying that? Are the Jets really saying that they would do anything for Devante Adams? And then at the end of the day, you can trade whatever you want, bro. But if you have teams that are in the top, you couldn't trade you couldn't trade the Chicago Bears 5 first-round picks for them to move out of that spot if they're really sold on Caleb Williams. If they think Caleb Williams is going to be a generational talent, if they think he's going to be the next Patrick Mahomes. What would you give for Patrick Mahomes, bro? That's how you got to look at it as a Raider fan. What would you give for Patrick Mahomes? So take that and multiply that by what they think they're getting or they think they should receive for that. And is it still worth enough? You couldn't give the Kansas City Chiefs 5 first-round picks for Patrick Mahomes. At this point in his career, winning 3, you couldn't do it. There's nothing you could give them for him. You couldn't trade Peyton Manning for him. He's priceless to them. And that's how important it is. And that's the problem with this draft. That is the problem. And then the thing is that you do that, you move Devante out of here, and then they still don't want to play ball with you. Now what? You don't get rid of Hall of Fame players to make your team better. Like, I think that what the Raiders need to do is they need to play the cards that are dealt. I think they shouldn't jump out the window. Now, listen, if there's a smooth way up to the place they need to be to pick, Jaden Daniels, then that's different. But I don't see it. If I'm being honest, I don't see it. I think it's a smooth way to go take Michael Penix. I think it's a smooth way to go take Chandler. I think it's a smooth way to take maybe J.J. McCarthy. I don't think it's a metric unless somebody in the top 3 goes a lot higher than we expect. Unless somebody jumps out the window and takes J.J. McCarthy at number 2 or 3. But if I'm being honest, if you're really going to build this team, because this team is more than just a quarterback away. It is. The team's close, but we're not close enough to where we draft a young quarterback that's going to catapult us into the Super Bowl conversation. That's not what we're dealing with at this point. We're dealing with a team that is a good football team that can be a great football team if that good football team drafts well. Daniel Caps Keenan. I want Calvin Ridley, but Calvin Ridley in Vegas is too much peer pressure for him. Want to bet? Shout out to you, yo. Tom Wilson. We're in Max's prime, and we need to build with proven players, not more development pieces like Tyree. Now, look, Tyree's in his 2nd year. I'm comfortable with the Tyree Wilson pick. Tyree will be all right. But, yo, you're right. On the defensive side of the football, I think we need to spin the house. And we need to improve the defensive side of the football with stars. I think we got enough depth over there with young players. It's time to improve them with stars. My guy Bradley with the $5 holler, man. We have to pick up Wilson for the veteran minimum, $1.4 million. and draft our QB at 13 or trade back if our QB will be there later in the first or second round. See, the thing with QBs is like you just don't ever know when you trade back if that guy's going to be there. Because most of the time people are trading up to get the guys who are kind of slotted in that top 5 at the position. See, that's what you got to look at it. Like, it's not draft positioning. It's where these quarterbacks are slotted for everyone else. That's where you got to look at it. So it's like, okay, so say, for instance, first 3 picks, boom, boom, boom. Caleb, Drake Maye, Daniels, gone. So then how many guys do you feel are draftable at that position in the first round? So maybe if you're being, on the optimistic again, right? You say that Penix is the first round quarterback. You say McCarthy's the first round quarterback. You say Bo Nix is the first round quarterback. We're going to stop there, right? So the first 3 picks, the other guys, so you're saying 6 guys, the other guys are gone, right? And then now you got all these teams that need quarterbacks. You got the Falcons, you got us, you got the Broncos. You got some teams that need quarterbacks. So now, how's moving back look for you? It's not realistic to move back at this point because, you got way more teams than there are quarterbacks. That's the problem. That's the problem. And the reason why I don't feel like you trade Devante Adams, because if you're going to get a quarterback, what's the best metric to making sure that said quarterback is successful? It's having a Devante Adams. And then you're going to trade Devante Adams to the Jets and trade him in your conference, which is something else that I am not in favor of. I'm telling you right now, I'm not in favor of it. I would get a stud right tackle like Latham and then trade back into the first and get McCarthy. Bro, McCarthy and Penix will not make it past out of the top 15. Mark my words, wasted been told you. They won't make it out of the top 15. Raider Felon. Is it realistic to move back because those teams will reach, so you move back to get draft capital and the best pick available? Yeah, and that's the thing. When you move it, listen, if we were moving back because we wanted an offensive guard or some shit like that, I'd be like, yeah, that's fair. You want like the 3rd or 4th best tackle in the draft. Okay, that's fair. A corner, maybe. Yeah, that's fair. But you don't move back to get a quarterback. And that's a fact. I don't think J.J. McCarthy is getting past the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants, man, realize that Daniel Jones is going to get somebody there fired. I'm going to be 100% real with you. I think that the Giants might fuck around and take JJ. So there you go with that. And that's a fact. We've all seen what this team looks like with Jacoby and one get back to trade Devante. Listen, you don't turn this thing around running, Devante out of the building, especially if Max might not Max, but especially if Josh Jacobs might not be back. You got to keep Devante on that side of the football. The report out of New York is that they're done with Daniel Jones. Leo Torres, I've heard that very same report. I think there's a big chance that Daniel Jones could be available for somebody. For real. I am hearing that J.J. McCarthy, that the Giants want J.J. McCarthy. And they have the kind of coach in DeBall that, I don't know. I don't know. And when we start talking about shopping Devante Adams, to what avail do we do that? Because if the metric is for you to bring a young quarterback in, what is better for a young quarterback than having a Hall of Fame guy that he's throwing the football to? What's better than that? if you want said player to be successful, right? And people ask me about Trey Lance. What about him? Trey Lance, bro, to me, man, is a guy who he was overdrafted. I think people look at his draft stock and they equate that to his actual skill set. Trey Lance is a guy who didn't even play his senior year. He did not play his senior year. And when he played his junior year, he was okay. Trey Lance should have never been taken that high. He is a developmental prospect. He's a developmental prospect. And they overdrafted him, and now he is what he is. Because if he was that good, people would be floating his name around to take jobs and stuff. Nobody, look, we've seen enough for Trey Lance. I don't think Trey Lance is any good, to be honest with you. But yeah, like, listen, man, Devante, look, I'm the kind of guy where I don't get too attached to players, right? But if you're getting rid of Devante Adams, right, and you don't have a real way up to number one, I'm not in favor of it. I'm not in favor if you don't have a real way up, because you can't make a trade with players that you don't like, picks that you don't have, right? So listen, if Devante Adams is in the mix for you to move up to go to that spot, then you might consider it, right? But if you're trading Devante to the Jets to possibly move up, then that's stupid, because they still might not want them fucking picks. And then now you don't have Devante on the roster. The only way you trade Devante Adams, if you totally believe that one of them guys is a Hall of Fame talent and you got to have him, right? And you make that deal with him in the deal to get that quarterback. It's the only way you do it. You don't trade him to the Jets to try to like trade him and then move up with the picks you give him the Jets. To me, that doesn't make any sense. And the thing is, the currency of hope is dangerous. Look, man, over the years, all my years of watching the game, everybody always becomes, the draft guru, and they're like, oh, trade back and get more players. What happens when you do that and you get rid of a stud player? This is what happened with Khalil Mack. You get rid of this player and you draft all these players and you wrong on all of them, when you had a Hall of Fame talent in the building. And then you're going to have a need for that Hall of Fame talent in the building. Does not make any sense to me. It doesn't, man. I'm not the guy that gets attached to players like that. But it does not make any sense to get rid of the best wide receiver in football on the off chance that you can move up to draft a quarterback. It don't make no sense. It's stupid. And everybody wants the currency of hope. Nobody wants to go the path and go there and try to build off of what you have within reason. Within reason. Now, say, for instance, you want to go to number one. Chicago says, listen, we're going to keep Justin Fields, but we want Devante Adams, and we want your number one pick for the next 2 years. Then that's something you can entertain, because you have a clear and concise path to your end goal, which is getting a franchise quarterback. So am I going to put the wide receiver over me getting my franchise quarterback? No, because I can go and get another wide receiver, right? But if I'm doing this just to have a bunch of erroneous picks, I'm not doing that. My guy, DeMarcus Webb, thank you, Wasted. We had a boatload of first-round picks, and we have Jacobs to show for it. Fucking Gruden. And listen, Josh Jacobs has been terrific for the Raiders, right? But can I sit up here and say that, another running back could have not done what Josh Jacobs has done certain years? He had a terrific year. He led the league in rushing. That's great. But there have been other years where Josh Jacobs have 800 yards, 900 yards, shit like that, right? And then you're like, well, was it really worth getting rid of Khalil Mack? Was it really worth it? I would say no, it wasn't. Like, all of this shit sounds good, bro. This is not Madden. This is not Madden. And even yo, like, bro, like Lucky King said, yo, it's crazy how people wanted Devante Adams traded just to get picks. People don't think, bro, look, man, let me tell y'all something, man. There are not 10 wide receivers that have played the game of football that are better than Devante Adams, in my opinion. There are not 10. I'm talking about at this point in his career. They're not, maybe I'm going a little overboard. There are not 15 guys that I can name that are, look, if we're going to go, you know, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, T.O., you know, guys like that, maybe Marvin Harrison, right? Because Marvin Harrison is a very good wide receiver, right? But there's not 15 guys that, Megatron, Calvin Johnson, there are not 15 guys that have ever played this sport that I can say are definitively better than Devante Adams. That is the level of talent you're talking about when you're talking about a Devante Adams. There's not, can you guys name 15 players that you know for a fact, Timmy, for a fact that are better than Devante? Can you? Hey, chat, give me 15 names that you know that are better than Devante Adams, that have ever played this sport. 15. Give me 15. That are definitely better. Rice, Chris Carter. Yeah, I'm not going to say Michael Irvin. I'm not going to say Michael Irvin, bro. People say Jerry Rice, Tim Brown. I'm not going to say Mike. I don't think Michael Irvin is better than Devante Adams. I don't give a shit. I don't. Sacking, you got 20, put him. Randy, Megatron, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens. Yo, Michael Irvin is not, I don't give a shit. Michael Irvin pushing off ass ain't better than no damn Devante Adams. I don't give a good goddamn. You can't name me 15 wide receivers better than him. Yo, Graham Cam, I'm blocking you. You're getting blocked. Hines Ward, get the F out of here. Yo, I'll give you Marvin Harrison. I'll give it to you. I think Devante is, when it's all said and done, going to be better. Hines Ward, get the F. Psycho Ward, hell no. Mervin Fernandez, get out. Yo, you're unceremoniously blocked. About to get blocked with all that foolishness. Rod Street. You know what? You guys are all blocked. It's enough. Enough. I mean, AB, Torrey Holt ain't better than Devante. I don't give a shit. Torrey Holt is not better. Isaac Bruce might be better than Devante Adams at this point. At this point, Isaac Bruce maybe. But Torrey Holt, no. I'm not giving you Torrey Holt. I ain't giving you Brandon Marshall. None of them bums. None of them. Yo, Johnny Lee Higgins, bro. Johnny Lee. Listen, man. Listen. So this is what I'm trying to say here. That's what I'm saying. Listen, the only person that you guys have named that is 100% better than Devante Adams is this man right here, the greatest football player of all time, Al Bundy. Al Bundy, baby. Okay. Chris Carter, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, Torrey Holt, nope. Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, okay. Randy Moss, T.O., Marvin Harrison, A.B., Isaac Bruce, Andre Reed, no. Yo, and I know you talk about John Stallworth. No. F him. I ain't giving it to Stallworth, the Super Bowl champion. I ain't giving it to Andre Johnson neither. The F out of here. Say, no, Andre Johnson was great. Steve Smith's great. But guys, do you see what I'm talking about? I ain't giving it to Julio neither. I ain't giving it to Julio. Bro, Julio Jones is not like definitely better than Devante Adams. There's an argument to be made there. There's an argument to be made there, bro. It is, bro. You listen, Devante Adams is great. You like, so just by the fact that you guys have a problem naming me 15 guys and then you guys are joking and shit, that goes to show you how great Devante Adams is. How great this guy is. Listen to me, guys. Stop it. The whole Devante Adams shit. Somebody said Mark Duper. Gerard Davenport, what the F is wrong with you?
Shut your lame ass up, nigga.
The F is wrong with you. This guy, wait. If we get 2 first-round picks for Devante, we trade a first round next year and 3 first round. Bro, you playing Madden now. You playing Madden. Brandon Ayuk, this, that. Bro, you're playing Madden. Now you're playing Madden, bro. You're playing Madden right now. You're playing Madden right now, bro. To me, this shit, listen, bro. If you're not going to, because the whole purpose of this is to get up to get a quarterback. If you're trading him just for picks to get other play, I'm not doing that. I ain't doing that. If you're doing it to get up, to go get your quarterback, then I can wrap my mind around that logic. I cannot wrap my mind around the logic of going to get Devante Adams and trading him for picks, and then we still don't get our quarterback. So that's me. You know what I'm saying? If I got somebody like, bro, for me to try to pay rob Peter to pay Paul, that's not why you trade a fucking Hall of Fame player like that. And the only time you do shit like that with Devante Adams, if you have a new regime that's coming here and they say, you know what? I want my guys like Gruden. I'm cleaning house. I want picks. I want to restart the whole roster because we're not in the middle of a rebuild. We're in the middle of a retool. He's an integral part of what we got going on. I've said this before. My nephews are Chiefs fans, but I'd ask my 30-year-old nephews that has a JJ Raider jersey on his wall, what other player would he want that's not a Queef? He says Devante Adams. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Yeah, bro, listen. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We do got the Madden disease. We come up in an era where we play franchise mode and we do this gematria and it sounds good, but in real life, bro, that shit does not compute. We got to make sure if you getting rid of Devante, the only thing that, and people are still fucking talking about it, and you better pray to God, if you get rid of Devante Adams and you trade and get a quarterback, you better pray to God he don't turn out to be like Jamarcus Russell. Oh my God. You trading draft picks and a Hall of Famer to go get a quarterback that you don't know is going to be anything? Oh, Lord. Claude, do you know what the F? Yo, this, bro. They will be in Las Vegas on the strip with pitchforks for the owner, the GM, the coach, everybody. They will be running them out of there like scalded dogs. The F. Eddie Rodriguez, recommendations in the chat. What should be the first jersey I buy my newborn daughter? Bruh, I'm going to be honest with you, right? For me, I would go if you can get a throwback jersey of somebody that's like Bo or Marcus Allen or somebody like that, that's who I would buy. But if you're talking about a current Raider, the only one that I can say is Max Crosby. Because I think Max Crosby is the cornerstone of this organization and everyone else might not be here. That's who I would get, my brother. Go get a Max. What do I think about trading Jacoby and getting rid of Renfro to use the money for? Not, bro. Serene rate. See, this is the thing, man. You got to look at the cap penalties, and if there's a market for Jacoby. I think the Jacoby Myers market was a soft market. I think Jacoby Myers was a guy that Josh McDaniels had at a premium. I think the money that he's making and the production that he gives, he's a damn good receiver. I have no problems with Jacoby Myers. Great pickup, right? But I don't think that he's an irreplaceable piece paying him the way that he's getting paid. If I'm being honest, if I can get rid of Jacoby Myers and bring in Brandon Ayuk, I would. There's no shade to Jacoby, right? But I think that Brandon Ayuk has the ability, and they both were drafted in the same draft and everything. He has the ability to be a number one. Brandon Ayuk has the ability to be a number one. I believe in 2 or 3 years, he will be one of the 5 best receivers in football. I don't believe that Jacoby has that same level of a ceiling. I think his ceiling is a lot lower than Brandon Ayuk. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not all up for moving all up for a quarterback. I'm saying we take whatever quarterback falls to 13. There's no quarterback there, then we go get Quinyon Milk. I could see that, bro. I just think that this draft, because the next year's QB draft would be good too. But then the thing is, I think the Raiders are in a situation that like the 90s New York Knicks was in. The 90s New York Knicks were in a situation where we were good enough to get to the conference finals, but we weren't good enough to beat the Bulls because we couldn't get Patrick any help that mattered, right? So it's like we were never going to draft high enough to get Pat any help, right? And then free agents back then, people didn't really move around in the NBA like that because it just kind of just started. So it was the Knicks were kind of in a limbo, right? And this is the thing. It's rough, man, because this quarterback thing is very, 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 very rough. It's very, very rough. It's very rough because if you don't go up and get your guy, right, next year you're going to be in the same boat. Right. And then most of the time, superstar quarterbacks are not free agents. It's very rare. You might get a superstar quarterback. On the tail end of his career, like Peyton Manning or something like that. So you got to have the roster built up in a way where he's like the icing on the cake, you know? So the way you draft a quarterback, normally draft that superstar, right? You got to get him on his first contract, right? So you can build a team around him, win on a rookie deal. That's kind of been the metric to winning in the National Football League, unless you go out like the Rams did and you just build the roster to the gills. You have a great defense. You have all these weapons, and you go get a guy like a Matthew Stafford who wants to get out of town, right? Not a Pro Bowl quarterback, not particularly like a superstar, right? I think the Raiders and our fan base and the city of Las Vegas know what we need. And whatever it takes, right, to go get that quarterback, you got to do it. Right? If that means trading a guy, not a Max Crosby, but if it means trading a guy that's a superstar and you know you're going to get your quarterback, then it works. But you can't do it and like do all this other shit. It has to be a direct route to that. If you're going to trade 2 first-round picks and you know he's the guy, though, you got to know he's the guy. It's fine. I'm not trading Max because Max is another foundational cornerstone. You don't win Super Bowls without cornerstones on the team. Max is a cornerstone. He's a rock of Gibraltar on that defense. You know the defense is only going to be so bad with a player like Max Crosby on that side of the football. So you can't do that. If you look at any team that was a great football team, you look at the 49er teams of the 80s. You had Joe Montana. You had Jerry Rice. and you had Ronnie fucking Lott. He was always there. You look at the old Giants. Yeah, Lawrence Taylor was a starter to drink all the way over, right? Phil Simms weren't any great. It was just a defensive team, right? You just look at it. You look at the old Cowboys. You had Troy, you had Emmett, you had Aikman, but you had Charles Haley on the other side of that football. And Charles Haley was on the 49er teams too, right? That is the shit that you got to look at. The Patriot teams, you got Brady and them guys, but you had Big Rich Seymour. You got all those great players over there. You got to have a cornerstone on both sides of the football. You don't get rid of cornerstone players. Max is a young cornerstone. You don't get rid of him for anything. There aren't 3 guys at his position in this league better than him. There aren't 3 people in his league that play defensive end that are better than Max Crosby. Not 3. What you going to say? Myles Garrett? TJ Watt? Can you say Nick Bosa? The F out of here. Fans are looking for a different offense than AP. Maybe. So, guys, let me tell you something. It's time for me to get out of here because tonight the Graph and Waste show is going on. Let me tell you something, man. Hey, listen, you didn't land on Plymouth Rock with this topic, goddammit. We were going to talk about it anyway. But thank you for pulling up Raiders Rebel Unleashed. Never seen you in here. Haven't heard of your show yet. But now we got the message. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to my guy, Jamal Williams. How did trading D-Hop work out for Houston? Yeah, see, that was a whole nother situation right there, though. It wasn't like they were right at the precipice of winning a goddamn thing. That was a team that was trying to rebuild, and they did. And that's the way I look at it. But let me tell you, hold up. Got some more. Kenny Rogers. Wilson available on the dog. Get him. Bro, I've been saying that. Look, Waste is the first person to say that. Mitch was saying that right here on the Raiders report, we throw baloney up against the wall and see if it sticks. Nah, let me tell you something. I'm the first person to talk about this whole Russell Wilson thing. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But it started right here on Raider Nation Unlimited. Shout out to Mitch. The F. Let me get out of here, guys. Y'all have a great night. We will be back. We will be back. Tonight. Graph and Wasted. We will be back. The Wasted and Graph show. The Graph and Wasted show. We will be back. And let me tell you guys something. It will be splendiferous. Make sure you pull up, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man. I'm going to see y'all later. I'm about to go pick my daughter up, man. Y'all have a great night, man. Peace.